everyone. This is going to be a out-of-box review on the Monogram Datsun 280Z. If you recall, I just finished up on the 240Z, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a little review on this one since I bought this about the same time that I bought the 240Z. So first of all, let's go ahead and look at the box. As you can see, it's got the nice cover art of the 280Z. It does say it's molded in color. It's a 1/24 scale unassembled model kit, and once again it's by Monogram. If you come over here to the side, again it shows the same picture here. I use my pointer. That shows on the front of the box itself. It's for ages 10 through adult. It's a popular imported sports car, and this should be kit number 2104. Of course, then if we turn it around, it basically tells you that the racy Datsun 280Z is one of the most popular sports cars on the road today. It was manufactured in Japan. It's highly rated for style and performance, and this 1/24 scale model is molded in red and is actually detailed inside and out accurately. This particular model has the wheels rolling and have Pirelli tires, and the kit also includes clear and plated parts and decals. Pretty much the other side is the same as it was on the other on the previous side. So without further ado, well, here on this side it does show you the rear version and the front version as well, and also it includes only 35 parts. So again, without further ado, let's go ahead and open her up. I did open it up earlier to make sure that I had all the parts, and give her a shot. First of all, we go ahead and look at the instructions here. Now, this is a real old kit. It was probably made back in 1976, as far as what I could see, as far as the copyright. Of course, like I said, the instructions are a little yellowish. It's been sitting in the box for quite a while, but this instruction has about only, as you can see, 6 steps in it. The other thing I noticed too when I was going through the kit, that this particular kit build has no engine in it, so that was kind of disappointing for the price I paid for it. But I was more for nostalgic purposes because I used to drive this when I was a teenager. So it is what it is. Basically, the first step here is telling you about the putting together the interior bucket with the seats, steering wheel, and the dashboard. And second step basically is putting in the rear lights, panels, the window, which again, like the 240Z, is one complete plastic clear part window for both the windshield and rear window and the any quarter panels. And then of course you have the famous front end nose panel that goes in with the headlights, and there's an optional clear parts that actually go over the headlights themselves if you choose to do so. Of course, here we have the part or step number 3. There's little locating pins on the underside of the body that you actually cement the interior bucket to, and then of course you flip it around to attach the chassis to the slots in the main part of the body. So that's pretty simple there. That was in step 5. Of course, step 4, you have basically just putting in the axle rods, which are basically made out of plastic, and then your 4 tires and your wheel rims. And of course, then the last part here is basically putting in the front and rear bumpers, and it does give you fog lights. to put on the front bumper as well. And as far as decals are concerned, you got two options for your license plates. Basically a European license that will go both on the front and back if you choose to do that, or the American version of the license plate, which is just going to be applied to the rear body only. So that's it pretty much. On the back, of course, it talks about the painting, and it gives you 4 painting choices here: black, red, silver, and amber, and gives you a description of what they suggest as far as painting the model itself. I have my own thoughts on that, so I probably won't be using what they suggested, like I said, because I'll kind of go by what I was driving back at the time. So that's it for the instructions. So let's go ahead and take a look at our parts. Like I said, I did go and look, and I did have all the parts. Now when I opened up the box, of course, none of the parts themselves were in plastic bags, so it was all loose. And but we'll go ahead and we'll start with the clear parts here. As you can see here, this is the one piece of the windshield and the rear window, all molded, like I said, in one piece in itself. Then of course you have the optional headlight covers for your headlights, and then of course the clear part for your rear end for your tail lights. And then of course then you have your 2 little lights here. Let me bring it a little bit closer here for you, for your fog lights, and then your 2 headlights. And that is it for the clear parts on this. We do have one tree with the chrome parts. One of the wheels came off, it's in the box, but basically what you get here in the chrome part is the front rear bumper. There is another part of the chrome part for the rear panel, for where the lights go in. And then I'll flip this around here. These are the actual fog lights that attach to the front bumper. And then of course, you have your 4 wheel rims on the chrome tree. And that is it for that. And and of course we get to the bucket here. Like I said, it's molded in red, and it's basically all molded inside as far as the, I don't know if you can see that or not, this is the clutch, brake pedal, gas pedal, all molded into the interior bucket, as well as the console and where the gear shift goes. And that's pretty much it. The door panels are in place. It's all, like I said, molded as one piece. This is actually the backing plate for the if you want to go for that European license plate. So that is what that is. Like I said, not much to it. There's no flash on it. It looks pretty clean. Detail wise, it looks really nice. It even gives you like a little floor mat in here, and it almost kind of looks like a textured carpet looking stuff in there as well. So that's the interior bucket. Set that off to the side. And next up we have the chassis. Like I said, there is no engine to it, but if you look at the underside of the chassis, it's got some pretty good detail in it. As far as the transmission, the exhaust pipes, it gives you kind of the bottom part of the radiator. Also probably looks like the oil filter and a few other little details on there, as well as the gas tank. And of course then your rear axle is on your detail there too. So not much to it. I'll probably end up like I said, doing some painting on this just to kind of bring out some of these details using various colors. But like I said, that is it for the bottom part of the chassis. As you can see, if we flip it over, that's what the front looks like, and of course most of that's going to be covered up with the interior bucket here in the center, and of course the rest of the body, once we put the main body on there, all that will be basically hidden. So there you go, that's the chassis. We'll set that off to the side here. There is one tree here with the seats. Of course, one of the back part of the seats, it's a two-part mechanism for the bucket seats. That's in the box itself there too. But as you can see here, the detail on the seats look pretty good. Like I said, hardly any flashing at all on any of these trees and the parts themselves. Of course, then you have your steering wheel, and then you have your dashboard. Kind of turn this over so we can kind of face it to you. Like I say, it's got nicely detailed on the dashboard. Even has the Datsun 2AZ on the above the glove compartment box there as well. These two items are the actual axle rods that slide through the chassis themselves, and it also probably gives you the option of putting a rear spoiler on there as well. I did notice this is the front nose panel, and as you can tell, it's actually got a little break in there, which I'm going to have to kind of glue that in place and let it set overnight so it can make it one solid piece there. So that shouldn't be too difficult to take care of. But that's it for that part of the tree. And then of course we have our main body of the 280Z, nicely detailed as well. As far as the door panels, you got your door handle, your lights on either side, your safety lights on the front and back, nicely detailed and raised. As far as you also have, like on the rear panel here, oops, almost lost that. Alright, you got your Datsun 280Z insignia molded into the rear hatchback, as well as the rear door latch. And in this particular model, we have the raised detail of the 280Z on both sides of the corner rear panels. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. I did notice, if we turn around here, when I looked at it, we have a crack in one of our, I guess you call them pillars. I'm not too familiar, but I think it's called pillar. So I'll have to basically, glue that in place, let that sit overnight, and of course, then on the other side, you can notice the difference in the coloration of the molding. It's a little lighter here, so it might be a little weak structure there. I may have to kind of bend that back into place, but we'll take a look at it. But overall, I mean, yes, there are some scratches on the roof and around some of the side door panels and stuff, but like I said, I'm not going to probably end up painting this red. I'll probably put a primer on there. I'll buff it all out, put some primer on there, and then pick out a color that I choose. So overall, it's workable. And one other thing here is, of course, we have the decal sheet. Last but not least, of course, it gives you the stripes, the 2AZ stripes that go on either side of the door panels. It does give you the two decals as far as the European option and the American license plate, which actually says Florida on it, which is where I'm from. So that's a nice little thing to have. And of course, then you have a couple other little stickers that says USA on it, Datsun. Not sure what this represents, but I may not use that. Like I said, I have my own thoughts on how I'm going to display this build once it's done. But the decal sheet is kind of yellowish looking, so I may have to tape that up on the window, let the sun hit it a little bit, and hopefully that'll brighten it up a little bit from some of the other suggestions that the other subscribers had on this particular matter for the decal sheet. So we're going to give it a shot. But other than that, the most important thing here, almost forgot. We have the tires. And of course, they've got the 4 tires here. They're supposed to be the Pirelli tires. And like I said, it's got some really nice tread work on it. And they're almost hard. They're not. They're rubber, but they're tough. Not too soft. So, but yeah, that's what the back side of it looks like, I guess, and then the front side where the rims go through. So there you go. We got 4 sets of those, and there you go. That's the out-of-box review. Just kind of mentioned to you, since this kit is so old, back in, I guess, in 1976, I don't know if you can see this or not, but the regular price on this was originally $2.57. I hate to tell you what I paid for this, because these are so hard to find, but it was more, like I said, for my nostalgic and growing up, you know, having one of these as a teenager. So I kind of let that be my cause to actually purchase this. But we'll make it look good. And so without further ado, thanks for watching, and looking forward to next update on this. And thanks for watching and subbing, and everybody have a nice day, and we'll see you shortly. Bye.